Welcome. If you remember, I posted in English also, in Telugu, in English also, 1.5 year ago, I posted one video that the numbers which they are showing on paper, economic numbers, they're saying that the economy is growing fastest, number three in the world, so it's growing. When if it is growing, then why these parameters were changed? So I presented a video earlier, if I remember. Now, the same government like Narendra Modi ji and Honorable Prime Minister and Honorable Chief Minister, these people, they were uh, promoting that austerity instructions to the government departments to avoid unnecessary spending, practical financial discipline, prioritize essential expenditure only. So they're teaching us all these things now to reduce the cost. They're asking us, they're telling us that there is revenue deficit. So especially Chandrababu Naidu kept a press meet yesterday and is asking the people of Andhra Pradesh to reduce the expenditure, prioritizing capital expenditure over wasteful spending is, asking the people to follow. And he said the taxes are not coming, so it became a public burden. So reduce the cost. So welfare and subsidy spending, government they are limiting and slowing expansion of some welfare schemes. Of course, main schemes they are continuing, but their expansion they are controlling. So power sector losses they are talking about, and there's talking about excessive borrowing and slow in economic growth. They're telling long-term economic growth. So this will lead to a long-term again a cover drive. So if you remember, they keep on talking all these things like minimum guarantee, maximum governance by Narendra Modi ji, high growth, high capex model, Viksit Bharat consumption growth. So they gave all these slogans: India fastest growing economy, third largest economy, all these things they said. But if you remember, once I told in my this one, Chandrababu Naidu also he said Vision 2020, promises of double-digit growth, welfare and development together. He told all these things, Chandrababu Naidu also in Andhra Pradesh. But if that is the case, then why you are asking us to reduce the expenditure if you're economically strong and if you are strong in economy? That's a question mark. If you talk about today, 3 rupees petrol price increased. Petrol price 3 rupee 14 pice and diesel 3 rupee 11 pice they increased just yesterday night. So according to the news that is coming. So that's why they're preparing that you do work from home and all these things that they're trying to do. Prepare the people. But actually, why this happened is the numbers which they are showing that economy is strong and economy is growing and all these things. I think they, on paper, they hyped, but ground reality, really, are the problems addressed by the government? That's a question mark. Like income remains very low to all the people, unemployment is continuing, debt rises, and nutrition is poor even. But government is telling that we addressed the poverty because we we built toilets for them, we paid electricity bill for them, and 200 units up to 200 units free for poor people. Cooking gas subsidy we have given. So housing, all people, poor people, we built houses. We opened bank accounts. So school attendance, children are regularly going to schools because midday meal program. And drinking water, some water they're drinking like dirty water, whatever baby, that somebody has to drink something to live, so they're drinking water. So what they are saying that we, since we have given toilet facilities, electricity, cooking gas, housing, bank accounts, school attendance, drinking water, so no more they're poor. This is the actual the figure they shown. If you paid everything, he is not paying, you are paying on behalf of government, is paying on behalf of somebody. Government is rich, not the person, right? Because your government is paying somebody regularly, that person still remained as poor. He is unable to pay by his own. A person should be able to build his own toilet. Person should be able to pay his electricity. He should be able to pay the full cooking gas fees. He should be able to buy his own house, maintain bank balance at least some lakhs, and pay a good school fees and drink mineral water. Then he is a rich person. You are paying everything on behalf of a poor person. You are showing that they came out of poverty. This is one thing. Because of Jandan accounts, you are counted as toilets, electricity connections, and LPG connections. You took it as parameters to declare that they came out of poverty, which is, I think, one of the reasons now that we are struggling. Actual reality on paper is growing super economy, but ground reality is different. Without addressing jobless growth, K-shaped recovery, rich recovering faster than poor, GDP growing, but jobs not growing equally. Without doing this, still if you see youth unemployment remains still high now, informal workers struggling, gig workers are struggling, real wages problem is there. When we are having so many problems, then we've shown a good, great economy on paper. I think this might be one of the reasons that now the same Honorable Prime Minister and Chandrababu Naidu, they came on the in front of the camera and then saying that you reduce the expenditure. Free ration they are given, and they're saying that hunger we reduced. If you give free ration, will you consider it as somebody's hunger gone? Rising economy, rising digital economy, becoming fifth largest, you claimed because you are distributing free rice. Is this the reason? The person has to buy his own rice, then only hunger gone. If you are giving food to him, you are distributing some Annadana near the temple. Someone is coming every day to temple and eating near Annadana Karikram, like for free meal program near the temple, like prasad they are eating, and you are claiming that that person already ate 3 times near the temple, so he came out of poverty. Because you are giving free, he has to buy himself, then he came out of poverty. All these calculations they're shown, and then parameters they changed, and it is misguided many people. Tax collections reduced, digital transaction numbers, banking penetration should increase, right? The tax collection should increase, digital transaction should increase, banking penetration should increase. Because of the reforms you have brought in, GST demonetization and USA expansion, UPI expansion, because of all these things, the 3 things should happen, but it did not happen. Why? Once you have done great reforms in the digitalization, then tax collection should come and automatically government income should grow. But still they're saying that we are getting less taxes, so you reduce the expenditure. Why? Because small informal businesses suffered, many tiny cash-based livelihoods collapsed, and the digital growth numbers did not always mean income growth. But there is another issue, is the stock market versus common people economy. They're talking about Sensex records, startup growth, unicorn companies, FDI inflows. But what about poor people economy? They're able to meet their daily needs. Infrastructure they showed. Without addressing unemployment, without addressing the problems of the farmers, and without improving education quality, and without improving health structure, health sector, we are building highways, airports, Vande Bharat trains, expressways, G20 branding, and smart cities, and we promoted that, we developed. But actual problems we need to address unemployment. Farmers we had to address, because 75% Indians depend on farmers. I mean, agriculture, education is most important, and health is most important. Human rights, global human rights, global human development index. It says that a country is developed when these 4 parameters are good, like health, education. But we are focusing on highways, Vande Bharat, G20 branding, and we all did it. So GDP calculation we are talking about, we ignoring per capita income. unemployment data, they're being delayed, consumption surveys are handling low. So these are all the criticism by the many people online. Per capita income and total economy, we are talking about per capita income. Per capita income is something like that. In if everybody 150 crores of people in India and everybody has to survive, they have to do something to feed their families, they do something to earn money. And per capita income, GDP will grow automatically. GDP will grow if everybody works. But per capita income most important. If any one house there are 10 people and they're earning 1 lakh, you think that in family's income is 1 lakh, but how many people are inside the house? There are 10 people. That means 10,000 per person. So without talking about per capita income, if we talk about GDP overall income, it will misguide us. That's how the GDP was projected more than the per capita income on the papers and all. The actual crisis happened somewhere, and now we are in trouble. 3 rupees increased price, the 3 rupees diesel increased, and the governments are there requesting the people reduce the cost. Work from home, you do work from home. So free ration, PM Awas, toilets, LPG, direct transfers they did, schemes they did, without quality jobs and public education, healthcare and wage growth, and then we shown it as a development. So that's why Viksit Bharat, Amritikal, New India. These are all slogans. Now it became Viksit Bharat, Adjust Bharat, Viksit Bharat, Don't Buy Bharat, Viksit Bharat, Reduce Bharat, Viksit Bharat, Save Bharat. They changed the slogans. These are ground reality. Viksit Bharat, Adjust Bharat, Viksit Bharat, Don't Buy Bharat. These are real ground reality. So that's why Honorable Prime Minister also himself said, reduce the cost, don't buy gold and all these things he said. So borrowing, infrastructure loans, welfare commitments increased. When if it increased, then austerity, saving fuel, careful spending, why do we need then if we are growing such a hard this one? Inflation and official growth narratives also something. One side we are facing food prices are increasing, fuel prices are increasing, education cost increasing, healthcare expenses are increasing. We know that how much we are spending to survive. Every day it is increasing, but the government is saying that we control the inflation. How? That's nobody. We are unable to understand that statement because we are paying money every day. So in one line, simply government increased access to increased by access. I mean, they are measuring the development by access, infrastructure, digital participation, financial inclusion, and headlines of GDP, not per capita income. Without stable jobs, purchasing power is low, wage growth is low, and inequality and household financial insecurity. Among this, and how do we define that economy is so strong, and then we need to work on all these things so that we may not keep burden on the people. Instead, we should correct all these things in right way. That's what I understand. Thank you, Namaskar. These are all online trollings I told you. Thank you, Namaskar.